Hey everyone, I'm Kissa and this is the Doody Destination, so let's go. So this video is a little delayed, but to celebrate our engagement, we actually went on a Virgin Voyage and we did the RockStar Suite. So getting on was super easy peasy lemon squeezy. So our cabin number was 12243Z. It was very convenient, very quiet, and very clean. Here I give you a quick room tour. Our balcony was very enjoyable. The only thing that I did not like was the art, because come on now, guys, I love art and we could have had such better art in here, but overall, we had a full bar. It was just absolutely the coolest cruise I've ever been on. So the big reason that we chose Virgin is because it's a kid-free cruise, and since my teenager does not want to cruise with us, we figured we would do a Virgin, and it was so well worth it. I've never had like a kid-free vacation, so I was super pumped. The bathroom on the Rockstar is massive. I know some cruises don't have toiletries, but at least with us in the Rockstar Suite, I had shampoo, I had conditioner, and I had everything your girl needed. So with the Rockstar, you actually get to board early. So I want to say I already had a buzz on by the time people were getting on the boat, which I just thought was fabulous. I was like out dancing on the deck before people were even on the ship. So with the Rockstar, here's a shot of our complimentary bar. There was stuff that we didn't drink on there, and so before we even left dock, we talked to our cabin person there, and they definitely hooked it up and switched some bottles out. And when we left the ship, I took some of the bottles with us. Like, come on, these things are expensive, and we paid so much for a cruise. Like, I'm taking the bottles. So now with the Rockstar, you do get a much bigger deck as well as you have a place to sit, but you also have the hammock. Oh my goodness. This was like the best design ever. The only thing I want to know is there's only one hammock and there's two of us. So Virgin, come on, add another hammock. That would be so awesome. I also highly recommend the sail away party because Boy George was at ours and they give out free champagne.
One of the most epic Scarlet nights I think we ever thrown, Lydia, with Boy George there, right? Don't you think? Yeah, I'm looking out for all of those who planning on jumping in the pool.
So yeah, sail away party had a lot of people, a lot of energy. You kind of get to see the vibe it's going to be on your cruise. So we definitely recommend that. And then we got ready for dinner at Razzle Dazzle. So the food at Razzle Dazzle was really good. We did the Splash the Bash, which includes like the waitress taking cute pictures of you, because we wanted to celebrate our engagement. I highly recommend. We had a later night reservation for dinner, and I just thought the vibe was nice. You know, you had a couple drinks, and I think you should definitely check it out. I love cruising so much that now I book them, so contact me for the lowest rate guaranteed through Eat Cruise Slay, my new YouTube coming soon. So after dinner, we got all sexy for the Scarlet Night party, which is just a vibe in its own. So we highly recommend going to that. And then we checked out our comedian that was on board our ship, and he was really funny. So definitely check out the comedy shows too, because I think they have a good sense of humor. So we snuck to the club, but it was really busy and it was just too claustrophobic. So we snuck out on the deck and there was nobody out there. You got this beautiful view and we hung over the back net. There's actually like a net, you know, where you can see the waves, and it was just so relaxing and romantic. So if it gets too loud, definitely sneak out. So the very next morning, we were up and at the wake for breakfast. You do need a reservation, but the view is so stunning. I feel like we had the most perfect table ever. We had bottomless mimosas, and it was so, so good. And then we were off to drag bingo, which was just a blast. The prizes were absolutely awesome, so you definitely need to go. So we did do bingo twice. The first time was a drag queen bingo, and then the second time was actually Michelle, who was the COO of Virgin, and so that was a vibe alone. So we did bingo twice, and if you can do it twice, definitely do it twice. So the next day we awoke to being at Puerto Plata. I recommend getting up, have your morning coffee on the deck. There's plenty of views and boats, and I actually saw a dolphin on our cruise too, which was so magical. So here we didn't explain any excursions or anything crazy. So I wanted to see what there was to offer, kind of free to do. And so you can take a little shuttle or walk. It's a pretty far walk, so just be advised. Down to this little area, and there's shopping everywhere, and there's multiple pools and pool bars, and it was just really a vibe to like hang out and drink. They have gorgeous pineapple drinks that we absolutely loved. However, it is pretty pricey. Our pineapple drinks were about 20, and a lot of the drinks at the bar here were expensive as well.
Here's the map just to help.
So they have little free day beds and everything you can use, but unfortunately a storm moved in. So we snuck back on board a little bit earlier, which was absolutely awesome because we went up to when you stay with Rockstar, you'll have a special like VIP area. And so we got back and showered, and then we went to go in the hot tub and just have a drink like by ourselves. And before we know it, Richard Branson is hanging out behind us. And he was so nice. I asked him for a selfie, and then he actually shared the picture of the group of us on his socials, which was super awesome. But unfortunately, we looked kind of like scrubs the whole time because we had moved to Florida right before, and the house fell through. So we were actually technically homeless on this cruise with all of our stuff still packed in a U-Haul. And I actually had to write about a book about it, so it's free on Kindle. Check it out. So now we're off to the galley, which is a food hall, but they will wait on you if you put the little flag up on your table. And so everything there is unlimited and absolutely delicious, and the view is beautiful. So definitely sneak there and check it out. Just sample something. We also checked out the pizza place, and the pizza was really good. I want like more chicken on my pizza, but it was really good and considered it's included. If you need just kind of like a light snack, definitely go for the pizza. And inside the pizza place, there was no seating, but if you go outside, there was barely anybody, and it was covered and cool and just relaxing and a beautiful view that's kind of from the side of the ship that you might not know is there. And so our very last port day was the Bahamas, and I had never been to the Bahamas, but oh my goodness, it is a vibe. I'm from the Cape, and so I'm used to beaches, and this is the most beautiful beach I've ever seen. So definitely, I recommend getting a little snorkel mask off of Amazon and just swim and relax. There's plenty of free loungers. There's food as well and bars, and they'll bring you a drink to your chair if you want. So just definitely take a beach day here. There's little shuttles that bring you around, and there's some great shots for photos. As far as an excursion, we did a shorter excursion later than the day that was a cruise, and unfortunately the kids were drinking with us on board, and it was just definitely not worth the money. Everybody in our party was really disappointed. And ladies, bring a hairbrush. After the cruise and the beach, look at my hair. It was crazy, and I had no hairbrush. Overall, despite being homeless, this was the best experience I think I've ever had. I highly recommend, and there's so many good photo spots that you can take either couple pictures or selfies. I wish I took so much more. That was originally the plan. But like I said, we didn't plan on not being in a house, 7 weeks after we technically moved from Massachusetts to Florida. So thank you for tuning in, and I can't wait to show you our next adventure. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.